Right, so now the user is logged into WordPress and they go to hide my WP. In the overview section, they will see the urgent security actions which are required because it's done a security check. And basically, because this is a site that just installed the plugin, it will most likely have the your website security is very weak, many hacking doors are available. And then, it shows you that the security ain't very tight and it's going to try to help you go all the way to the green. So the urgent security actions which are required, it will make you a list here and you can click to go to the specific place where you can do the specific tasks it tells you to do. Then you can also click again to run a full security check, especially if you started doing some of the changes that it told you to do. So you can click on run full security check. Then, something that WordPress developers will most certainly like is the fact that you can switch and you can customize the kinds of features that you want to have, like securing WP paths, mapping, user event logs. You can switch it to on or off. So now it's off, now it's on. If you go here and you click on help, you will basically go to the help center and you can learn more about this feature so you can see if you want to activate it or deactivate it. Now you can make your settings, you can save them, and yeah, so that's about it for this panel. Now, what I usually recommend to people and what most users do is that they basically go to change paths because it offers a very simple just click and you have it sort of thing. So you go to safe mode and then it tells you safe mode. Safe mode will set this predefined path, so it will change the login path, it will change the core contents path, the include, the uploads, the author, which is very important because otherwise hackers can find out your usernames and use them to hack, and especially the hacker bots which have automated paths for authors. And note, the paths are not physically changed on your server, so we don't change anything, you will still get the same directories and the same files. We just add rewrite rules in the config file so that we hide the paths so no hacker can actually access the old paths that you had in your WordPress. So that's basically what we're all about. Now, if we click on continue, it will show us this. We need to go down and make sure that we save. So we click on save. And now that we've hit the save button, it still didn't save because it helps us with a couple of things for the guidance. So you can run a front-end logging test, and if you click, it will do something like this so that you can check out that you can still log in to your website. And then make sure you follow the server config instructions. Right, so all of that, you can even contact us if you feel like you've run into any trouble, but as you can see, the front-end login test worked. So warning, the new login will be test WP plugin tips new login. So this is very helpful. This will be your new login after activating the safe mode because you don't want hackers going to WP admin or to the basic WordPress login file where they can, the hacker bots can keep checking admins and passwords until they break into your website. So if you remove these paths and they don't know about the paths, they can't basically hack the site anymore, especially the hacker bots. And even like the hackers that aren't very good at hacking, they won't be able to find anything where they can log in and enter the website. Also, in case you can't re-log in, you have the safe URL, which is this one right here. You can copy it just to make sure that in case something goes wrong, you will still be able to log in. This is the link that you can copy. You should save it in a notepad or on Mac on some app. Anyway, you say it's working and voila, now you have this. Right, so now if we go to, I will just click save again just to be certain. I will go now to overview and it will do the security check again, and now you can see that your website security is getting better. Just make sure you complete all the security tasks. So you have a couple more security tasks that are considered very important. Now you can also go to the change paths part and you can simulate another CMS. So for example, lots of hackers are actually using WordPress because they know the WordPress paths, they know the vulnerabilities. So there are vulnerabilities in the WordPress core, in WordPress plugins, and in WordPress themes. And lots of developers, they actually update their plugins only because the older plugin gets, the more probabilities there are for hackers and hacker bots to find new paths to break into the website. So that's why you usually need updates. But with something like safe mode and switching the CMS to Joomla, for example, they won't be able to do that because everybody, like both hackers, hacker bots, that sort of group, and also stuff like built with and other things that check your tech stack, they will try to find what the website is made in. And if you select something like Joomla 1.5, then nobody cares, and of course nothing will work. As far as hacking goes, because you're not actually using Joomla, you're just tricking them that you are using Joomla. But spammers, for example, they won't be targeting you anymore because spammers usually go to WordPress because WordPress is a huge thing. Ownership of like 50% of the market, maybe right now. All the websites are made in WordPress, so that's why there are a lot of spammers who try to see if you have WordPress and then they just start spamming you a lot, hoping to get contracts, deals, and stuff going on with you, but they're basically just spamming. Now, if they find out that you're using Joomla, they won't even bother most of the time, especially because some of the services that they offer are only for WordPress. So this is a great way to stay away from, to keep hacker bots and spammers away from the site. Now I will click save. Right, you also get lessons and stuff on how to better prepare your site. But even with what we just did just now with the save mode and with activating it, we've still done a lot of cool things inside WordPress. So we can go and see that this thing is now hidden. So if somebody is not logged in, they will not have access to WP admin anymore. They will just be redirected. We've changed the login. We've done a lot of other things. Basically with the safe mode, so everything that's safe, we've already done it. We've even hidden the author ID, which is a great place for hacker bots to find out all the usernames on your website. This is like a very hardcore vulnerability of WordPress. Anybody can easily access all of your usernames, especially the admin usernames, by using that. And now they can no longer do that because it's hidden by by hide my WP. Right, so we now have access to other things that we can hide, but you can see that most settings are hidden. So it's really cool. Now you can go and check out for plugin security. You can hide the plugin names so that old plugins will no longer be vulnerable because nobody can find the paths to the old plugins anymore, and hacker bots can't even know that you have an old theme or an old plugin, and they won't even try to hack the site because of that. So that's why it's super useful to do this. Then you can have other things in place. You even get firewalls, and there are lots of other customizations that you can make. But as I said, the safe mode is good enough for everybody. Now you can redirect hidden paths to either the front page, or a 404 page, or to activity, or to blogs or categories. You can even switch like only certain roles to be redirected. It all depends on how you want to set the site. So you can change different options, change even the paths inside the sitemap, in robots.txt, in the cached files. It works with all of the cache plugins. You can hide the admin toolbar. You can even do stuff that's related to website speed, like hiding emojicons and embed scripts. This will hide the fact that you are using WordPress, but it will also increase your website loading speed. So that's also very cool. Now I have disable options, like disable, right-click, disable, inspect element, and a lot more. Now, what I would do after all this, of course, is go to brute force and activate it. And instead of reCAPTCHA, because I don't want to connect my Google account, but you can connect your Google account, of course, I can just make a math chat protection with failed attempts, ban duration, lockout messages. I can have whitelists and ban IPs. And then if somebody tries to log in, you will see them here because they will be blacklisted. Then you can go to log events and you can select for which users you want to log events. So you can log events for everybody. If nothing is selected, it's for everybody. Otherwise, you can choose administrators, editors, and stuff like that. And you can also go to the events log. So this will open the web app for it. So it's like a Squirrly SEO all over again. It's SAS plus plugin. So you have a web interface where you can see the reports and you can see the user log. So you can see that I've made changes, right? And that I've logged in. I've actually logged in just before doing this video, and you can see it here. Now you can see that somebody tried with invalid usernames to connect. You can see that some people deleted plugins, some people tried incorrect passwords, trash, send stuff to trash, and there's like a lot of things that you can do, and you can save your business, especially if somebody tries to harm your website in any way. Especially, we've had a case with old employees doing this to their employers, and their employers were happy because they found the event logs. Right, Then you can go and do a security check. We can select start scan. Now the great thing about all this is what I've shown you in the events log, the changes I've made to safe mode, and the results of the security check. All of these things are added to my email address so that I can always check them directly from Gmail, for example. Now it says how many of them I've failed. I've still failed even though I have the safe mode, and I have a lot of things here that I can just fix directly from the interface. So I can click on fix it. Now it's fixed, and I can run the test again to see that it was fixed. That was for the WP debug mode, so we don't want people entering through it. Now if we don't know what any of this is, we can just click on info. So user admin as administrator, let's see info. In the old days the default WordPress username was admin, and you can see the explanations for every small detail here that you have, why it's a vulnerability, why it's a problem, and why it's not good to have it seen by everybody else who's online. And these are things that you can do from your WP themes, from plugins where you update, but other things you can just click on fix it, and Hide My WP will fix the security issue directly from the security check. Then you can back up, and if you back up, you can do all the settings that I've done today. I can just click on backup, it will download the file, and then on all of my other WordPress sites, I can just go and click restore settings, and I don't have to go through all the settings again. And in advanced, I can choose rollback settings, compatibility with other plugins, and I can change my email address where I receive my reports.